Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Cearadeth Rambles about Dishonored 2 for some amount of time. Nice to have you. I have to again remind you that this is an ongoing series. We've covered both Mission 1 and 2 previously. If you missed out on those, you might want to check them out before. They will explain in more detail the glitches that might be used here. If you're into that sort of stuff, obviously, feel free to watch this blindly as well. It's not that serious. I'll do my best to keep you in loop. For this specific episode, I have done some stuff that I might retroactively change when I'm compiling all these 9 levels into one video. Now, you will be able to see the runner's name at the start of the clip, as well as the time, obviously, of that segment. I have used the Speedrun.com name of these runners, so with that handle, they can be found very easily on the aforementioned Speedrun.com page. With that being said, welcome to the Dishonored 2 Speedrunning Retrospective. Today we're looking at Mission 3, The Good Doctor. The main objectives of this mission are rather simple, but kinda annoying at the same time. We need to get a key from Hypatia's office. This is a must. We can't skip this, as the door that it opens is one of the 4 mandatory triggers that allows us to escape with Megan. So let's really quickly go through the main points of this level. So number 1, get the key and open this door. Number 2 and 3, acquire information about Sokolov somehow, and dispatch of Hypatia. The non-lethal option is obviously way too slow for us. And finally, number 4, remove or destroy the whale oil tank so Megan can come and pick us up. And here we go. Let's start with the first world record. Like I said, we have a rather rigid structure with this mission. We have to complete certain objectives, and sadly because of that we are rather limited in routing. This basic version of the route is more or less what all 19 variations go through, just that we have different mobility options that will make it quite a bit faster in the end. We grabbed the key, and you can see, as you would expect from a day 2 run, the runner was very careful. And a good thing to mention is that every single run until July of 2017, that's going to be the first 4 runs we're looking at today, they are all playing on a horrible set of patches that had extremely clunky menuing and slow interaction times. In the end, that's going to lose 2 to 4 seconds every single level, just because of this. So here we get the information from Hypatia about Sokolov's location, and then we, well, extinguish her living state. And here, it might look really funny, but there's a reason for all of this madness, I believe, because we thought that we can't interact with Megan until she comes to the shore. Well, that's not true, but we didn't really know better, so you can see the couple first runs are being a bit silly here, waiting for poor Megan to make it all the way to the shore. But that was the first mission in 1 minute and 48 seconds. Let's see how we can improve that. Here we see that instantly we had a thirst for this mana potion. This is nice, it's just chilling there, just grab it. From there, everything is relatively normal until we reach Hypatia, and we can see that speaking to her isn't the only way to gather information about that dear Sokolov. This is good, because speedrunners are generally a bunch of introverts. Thanks, Arcane. Love ya. In all seriousness, it just seemed to be faster to listen to the audio to get the required information, and then you just snipe Hypatia. One thing you might have noticed is that this run actually grabbed another nice little surprise. Incendiary darts. We get 3 of them after that pesky door just before the rune. To this day, they are absolutely a blessing in disguise for every single run, as incendiary darts allow us to blow shit up from afar. We see the runner still going for shenanigans because, like I said previously, we didn't really know what we were doing yet. But hey, 1 minute and 43 seconds, that's a 5-second improvement right there. A week later, and a bit smarter, we see this 1 minute and 31 second run making haste to the water like he's allergic to time loss. We started to get a bit smarter here and go for Megan instead of waiting for her. Unfortunately, in this older patch, I'm just showing this didn't actually happen to this runner. If you didn't interact with Megan fast enough, she didn't let you talk to her. She was like, nah, no, you have to wait. So, current patch would lose 2 seconds, here you lose like 10. Nice. It is the start of 2017 for these runs, and unfortunately we have to talk about something. RNG, randomness, also known as the killer of runs, destroyer of copium, etc. A love child truly has many names. In Dishonored 2, and the other Dishonored games as well, we have multiple trinket slots for these things you can collect and equip called bone charms. Vast majority of them are not worth upgrading, because in this game specifically you can craft them into new ones and they can be up to 4 times as powerful as the base one. We don't have access to this charm crafting here on the speedrun, but fortunately or unfortunately, depends who you ask, there are other types of charms as well. You can't craft those. Black bone charms, and the other one that we are interested today, corrupted bone charms. Like I alluded to earlier when I started this segment talking about randomness, you might have figured out that these things are indeed not static collectibles. The location is always the same, the bone charm isn't. There are multiple bone charms per level, but only 1 or 2 generally are either black or corrupted. It just so happens that by that audio device we use to get Circle of information, there's a corrupted bone charm there. And we have a bone charm in this game that can give you 10% movement speed. Zephyr is pretty powerful. Then the question is obviously, how low is the drop rate? Is it super low? Well, there's 14 corrupted bone charms total, but only 7 of them are ever loaded in 9 missions total. The game doesn't, you can't like get all of them in one playthrough. So the chance for this specific bone charm to be Zephyr is somewhere around 7%, if I'm not completely mistaken. But either way, it's a very, very low chance, and there's nothing against collecting this bone charm and using it. It's any percent. It's an in-game collectible, it's super fine. All the world record runs from January to August in 2017 either tried getting Zephyr here, or they might have actually got it. The runs weren't that optimized yet, so it didn't really ultimately matter. Once the leaps were discovered, we kind of did a gentleman's agreement between the active runners. Spoilers, it was me and Björny. Game was kind of dead. We didn't go for it, because resetting here wasn't too much fun, and that's how it's been ever since. We're back. We have leaps. We're feeling good. I'm sorry, I didn't figure out a way to fit that bone charm rant anywhere else. I just showed you back-to-back 2 world record runs where the first one would have gotten Zephyr, second one didn't. And neither does this, but we have leaps now. We just didn't go for it anymore. Amazing, I love this. Absolute alpha Chad move. Just drop down, talk to Hypatia, get rid of her. But that means I have to rant again. Well, actually no, I need to teach you. Because there was something done, and there as well, and there as well. If you saw it, we've gotten hard falls all video long. But suddenly, what was that? Multiple drop downs? No hard falls? If you block, and your blocking animation completes fully, you negate any fall animations. You still take damage, but you don't do that super slow animation, like we saw in the water there. Very nice. Fortunately or unfortunately, depending how you look at it, our lessons aren't done, because there's something else I have to talk to you about. Animation cancels. If you see how ridiculously fast that climb up is, that is when you do all the leap inputs, but you just don't spam jump. What we're doing is just pulling our weapon out, instantly cancelling the climb. Not, flying to God knows where, like you do with a leap. That route variation where you climb above the potion, it's not inherently faster. It just basically came down to preference, which one you liked. I don't know if anybody else did it than me. Because I know Björny fucking hated it. Sorry. It's true! It's fucking true! He had a vendetta for it, I don't know why. Either way, back to script. 1 minute and 17 seconds was required. Hooray! New year, new me. Well, more like new way to finish mission 3. Instead of being a peasant and swimming, why don't we just launch ourselves with a leap? And then, well, we're still gonna swim, because I kind of missed the boat, but you get the idea. There were several ways to do this, and this is certainly one of the ways to do this. Dear Lord. Yet another leap joins the Mission 3 family, the box leap. This is what it looks like, and I kind of miss it actually. It's really easy to bonk your head. I don't miss it at all, never mind. It's late 2019, and we're getting tired of speaking to Hypatia. We would rather pick up some chloroform and toss it to our heads, while standing on Hypatia's head. Yeah, it's the same premise as the earlier bottle skips, except here if Hypatia gets hit by the bottle effect, she will actually cancel out of her dialogue. You don't get the Circle of Quest progression, which means you can't finish the level without listening to the audiogram. Be careful. Another way to do this. Kind of sucky way too, but hey. I'm showing you variations. That's what you wanted, right? Now, of course, we're going to have multiple variations of every single bottle skip in this route. Come on. Of course we are. This is what we called booty bounce, because we go next to her, we lean, and then we throw or drop the bottle down, and then it's the exact same way it worked in the mission 1, where it will hit our hitbox. But check this out. Death from above. Why didn't we do that earlier? I don't fucking know. I wanted to say I'm on the fence about this edition, but looking at it, it's not even like a fence. It's like a barricade or something. I don't know. Too late. I already did the dad joke. The last iteration of this specific bottle skip is having an actual setup for it, instead of just throwing the bottle and wishing, you know, hope it hits. Here we see something new again, or at least an attempt at something new. The sleep should go to the heavens, and in the next run it will be. But here it was seen already attempted. And then this run also went for Zephyr. Again, it's not illegal, there's nothing wrong about it. It's just peculiar because if you don't get Zephyr, you are losing time over doing an animation cancel with Hypatia. And we are currently at the start of 2021, so the runs weren't perfect by any stretch, but they're pretty good. So losing a couple seconds here and there can hurt you. But hey, this run was the recce, so it didn't hurt it that much. And here we see what it's supposed to look like if we hit this properly. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. That's the good stuff. The rest of this ended up being a 1 minute 14 second time. Pretty good. Now, we obviously had to improve even more on this starting strategy once we started going for it, so this double leap variation is amazing. What's even more amazing is the segue to my spot. Wrong channel. Anyway, what's even more amazing is that we are going to get an extra rune after killing Hypatia and after shooting the whale oil tank. This allows us to get Blink 2 in the next mission, after we grab some extra runes there as well, but that's why it might look like we're taking a bit of a longer route, and it's a bit weird, but I promise you, it's for the good of the run. But there's no good without some bad, and we could all argue that this sofa leap, both of these nuts, that sofa leap is annoying. It's super easy to bonk your head, and I don't miss it at all. The ending obviously could still use some more spice. And what's spicier than hitting this leap into a blink while mantling Megan's boat from it? Yeah, that's a funny story because this was posted as a joke to the Discord pretty much, and, well, I took it fucking personally, okay? Now, this Frenchman wasn't fucking around when he came and got this recce. Starting with that fence leap, what the hell was that? You could leap from that? Not to even mention how he casually dropped this chloroform faster than NFT's lost value in 2022. And to top it all off, he had had enough both of these nuts jokes, and he just figured to do the leap here instead. Good stuff. Also hitting this one. Yeah, this was a good run. And after that, there's been 2 world records by yours truly, and we've gotten as low as 109 while grabbing the rune as well. So it's been pretty exciting. I thought that mission 3 would have less stuff overall, but turns out we actually had 19 iterations. That's 19 different runs and quite a few runners as well. So it was a lot to go through. So hopefully I did a good job and you enjoyed this, and stay tuned for mission 4. Now mission 5 is going to be a doozy, but mission 4 alone, damn, it's a long mission. This one didn't have a single loading screen. That one's going to have 4. Yeah, and that table leap, by the way, it's like a variation from the Seekers one, and I really like it. But hey, I really like you. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you.